Hello everyone, welcome to spring semester and second semester of your senior design projects. I hope you all had a good winter break and also today you're staying warm and safe. I'm recording this video instead of in-person lecture for you so you can just watch it on your own time and see what to expect of this class this semester. Before we start, I want to mention something to 4 teams: the NASA Path Builder, Team A and B, and the 2 projects of Dr. Alban, the 3D printer quick change and 3D printer VAT pump. These projects are funded by a grant, so when it comes to purchasing and ordering parts and material, there's a little bit of a difference, which I'll mention when we get to the purchasing and ordering parts. Another thing that I want to mention, the due dates and stuff are the same as I've been posting them since August. We're done with all of the fall semester due dates and deadlines, and the dates are as follows, as you can see here. For the spring semester, the first thing coming up is I want your new weekly meeting times and day and location if you're meeting in person or online. That one is due January 28th. The link is already available on Blackboard, so that's the first thing you should be doing. I know a lot of teams have already set up that weekly meeting already with your mentors. If not, reach out to your mentors as soon as possible. Ask for their schedule, or I don't know, send your mentors your available times or ask for their available time, however you want to schedule it. But that's the first thing you should be doing. Next week, I expect every team to start meeting with their mentors and get the projects and weekly meetings going. The next thing coming up right after it is revised plan and budget. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in this video, but that is for every project, that's the nature of every project. Things don't go always as planned. Now that you're kind of in the middle of the project, halfway through your projects, now you can look back and kind of adjust and update the dates based on the progress you've made and the change of plans that you've had and the stuff that has changed throughout your project plan and budget. So you got to update those documents and resubmit them by February 18th. I'm going to talk about what to do and how to do it, but there is no required or specific format. However you and your mentors decide to do that, that is okay, and for me, I don't care. I always ask my teams to just submit an updated budget and updated project plan. I don't need any other format. Some mentors ask for a strike through, some mentors ask for a page summary of what has been changed, a justification of change, and a lot of that. That's up to you and your mentors. So talk to your mentors and ask them, how do you want to see the revised plan and revised budget? As one of the requirements of this class, you also have to submit a 3-minute video, which I will be talking about that in the next lecture. But just something to keep in mind as you are working, meeting with each other, working in the shop. It's always good to have a lot of photos and a lot of video footage that you can use for that 3-minute video. So think about it right now, start recording, start taking pictures and visual documentation of your project. Then during the dead week is, or the week before it is pretty much everything else is due. No, those are all during the dead week. 2nd and 6th is the dead week. So the poster, we need a poster for the expo. You got to submit a final report, and as always, you have to do a team evaluation forms and then attend the expo. So the first 2 are the important ones that you gotta kind of look at right now: the January 20th and February 18th. Kind of what to expect this semester. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but this semester you order parts, either raw material or finished parts and components. You order them. A lot of teams have started doing that over the break, which is great. If you have not, you gotta start that right away. I mean, it depends on your project plan and when it's on your project plan, but for most of the teams, it should be already started. Sometimes delivery times on some of the parts on raw material are 4, 6, 8 weeks. So you better get on that sooner. As we talked, you got to update your project plan, risk plan, and your budget now according to your final designs and final concepts that you develop and your analysis and stuff that you've done last semester. Once that's done, once your parts are received, or as you receive your parts, you start manufacturing, assembling, making prototypes, testing, refining your design, and all of that throughout the semester. You at the same time, you have to work on your class deliverables, your 3-minute video, your final poster, final report, and your team evaluation forms. The last thing you do in this semester is attending the expo, which I'm sure most of you attended. I think except 2 or 3 students who had conflict, everybody else attended the expo last semester. So now you know what to expect, what the format is. The difference is last semester expo was a much smaller class. Your class is almost double the size of last expo. So there's going to be a lot of more teams, a lot of more families, and a lot of more visitors that they come to your expo and are going to visit your project. An important thing is to clean up any leftovers, any spills, any mess that you made in the labs or auxiliary building, and clean up your space. If something needs to be kept, it needs to be stored in proper tote boxes with the label, with the contact information, and all of that. Another important thing, do not forget to deliver your parts and your design and prototypes to faculty mentor. Let them know where it is, and your company sponsor. It's kind of obvious, but you will be surprised how many emails I get June or July from a company or from a faculty mentor even. It says, hey, do you know where this team put this device or this prototype? We never received it. So don't forget to do that. That's a big part of your project. And the last thing is, of course, be proud of yourself, what you've achieved, and what you've accomplished, not just from senior design, but throughout your education here at NDSU. We are all proud of you, so it's important that you guys be proud of yourselves as well. Some reminders as you are starting to order parts and put purchases. These are copy slides, repeat slides, or copy the slides from the budget lecture. So please go back and kind of go through the budget slides that I have on Blackboard. There's a lot more details on it, but just some important ones I'm repeating here. Remember, every purchase requires a pre-order form. And by the purchase, that includes 3D printing in the department, printing your poster, using any of the test equipment that are on Recharge Center, and they're listed. So anything that requires some form of payment and is included in your budget requires a pre-order form. We do not have a reimbursement mechanism in place for senior design projects. So if you go purchase a part, even a single screw that is $1, and you come back and say, hey, can I get reimbursed for it? I don't want to say it's 100% impossible, but it's almost impossible to get reimbursed in senior design. The link for pre-order form is included here. I'll post these slides on Blackboard, so you can just click on it and go to it, or it's under NDSU Mechanical Engineering Department under Resources, pre-order form. If you're purchasing from local companies, which for raw material and anything that is available locally, it's encouraged. It saves you a lot of time and a lot of shipping costs and stuff like that, but also you support the local businesses and local companies. Of course, Menards is not a local company. I mean, it's a big box store, but still, those you can still need a pre-order form, but after pre-order form, there is going to be a card issued to you, and then you will take that card and you make your purchase. That also includes NDSU bookstore, or if you're printing something, or chemical room on campus and stuff like that. You can use this blue card. Once you submit your purchase form or pre-order form to Kim Carlson or Lacey in the department, they'll tell you what kind of action they're going to take after. Remember those 4 teams, the 2 Dr. Alvin's teams and the 2 NASA teams. Your projects are funded through grants. So your purchase forms need to be submitted to your mentors or to your PIs. So the NASA teams, you need to submit your purchase forms to Dr. Vold. 2 projects of Dr. Alvin, you need to submit them to Dr. Alvin, and he's going to get them submitted to Lacey. All other teams, you do not need to submit your pre-order forms to your mentors. You can just directly work with Kim Carlson in the ME department and get them ordered. Your mentors already signed on your budget. Remember those yellow sheets that you filled out, the tables that your mentor signed and I signed, and then eventually Dr. Kallmeyer signed? Those are all approved. So we've signed whatever we needed to sign, so we don't need to sign again your purchase order forms or pre-order forms. You can directly work with Kim Carlson. Only those 4 teams need to submit to their PIs. Again, a repeated slide from before, list of equipment. This is too tiny to read, but this file is available on Blackboard under Senior Design Documents, so you can with a better resolution, so you can read it. The list of equipment and their charges and stuff like that. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Rob and ask him about the Recharge Center. Again, repeat the slide, some examples of pre-order forms. These are like blue card, like this one is for Menards, the other one is for ME Recharge Center, how to fill it out, what information to put on there. Remember to include your team numbers. Yours starts with F21, which is fall of 21, and your team number. Here's another example if you are ordering off of a website, how to fill out the information. And Amazon is always a popular place to order a lot of parts. So here's an example of how to fill out your pre-order forms. After you make the purchase, you're responsible to keep track of when they're going to be shipped or when they're in the office. You have to check the office regularly. Every other day, every day, if you can stop by, peek in there and see if your package is in there with your name, and they usually put your team number on it. Once you pick it up, then make sure that everything has been delivered and everything is matches the order. Then you got to sign the packing slip or packing list and return it to Kim Carlson, so she keep track of your budget and spending and all of that. They will not let you know that your box is here, so don't wait for someone to email. Only if your box is sitting there for too long, for a month or 2, they're going to email you, hey, there's a box for you, that's a big problem. If you order something and it's sitting there for a month or 2, and you're not using it, there is a kind of shady thing going on, or there's a problem with your project that this part, did you really need it, or are you not making progress on your project, or what is going on? So another thing, please go back and review the lecture number 6 that was delivered by Rob Saylor about the manufacturing and lab guidance and stuff like that. There's a lot of information in there, so please just review it, scan through it, make sure you remember what he talked about. Every part and assembly system, device, frame, anything that you store in 125 or in any other lab or auxiliary building needs to have a label like this attached to it with all of the information filled in. Do not just write Senior Design or F21-1 and that's it. It has happened before. Your parts will get misplaced or in some cases thrown out because they go through the labs pretty regularly and clean out the labs. If there's something sitting there and doesn't have a label on it, this label attached to it, they don't know who it belongs to. It is assumed that it's done and it's an old part. They're going to throw it out and you're going to be in trouble. So make sure that everything has a label. If you're storing parts in 125, make sure it's in a sturdy container. Do not put it in plastic bags or flimsy cardboard boxes, stuff like that. make sure it's properly stored. Before ordering large amount of raw material, large parts, anything like that, talk to Rob Saylor. Before making definite plans for manufacturing, if you haven't done that yet, talk to Rob Saylor. Hey, can we make this here? Can we do this? Is this a good way to do it? Or do you recommend any other way to do it? Just talk to Rob Saylor. He's amazing. He's very helpful, and you're not going to have any issues, and hopefully everything will go smoothly. Getting back to what is due next after your weekly meeting times is your updated plan, budget, and risk plan. As I mentioned, there is no specific format for it that I require. It's totally up to you, your mentor, and your project, and how much changes you have. There are examples on Blackboard, so go to Blackboard, course content, examples folder, and then there is revised plan and budget. And you can see different ways of doing it. I know some mentors like to see the way you track changes in a Word document. They want to see whatever was changed, strike through with a correction or different colors. Some mentors like to see highlights when you change a date. They want to see a date change. Again, depends totally on your mentor. Make sure they are satisfied with what you do, because they will grade you on it. I don't grade you on it, and that's what's important to your mentors. There's a grading rubric on Blackboard for revised plan and budget, so you can make sure that you hit marks on there, and that's clear to your mentor and to your teams, so you're not losing any points. If your budget is gone up since last semester and what you requested, let's say NASA team, you requested $3,000, you were granted $3,000, now your design is finalized, or start ordering parts, and you see that, oh, the shipping cost on this thing is much higher than we thought, so now you require $3,200. If your budget has gone up compared to last semester, you need to submit your updated budget with a signed budget sheet again. That yellow sheet, or whatever color it was, that table that you put your budget and your mentor signs and I sign. On that budget, you only put what additional funds you're requesting. So if you requested and granted $3,000, now you require $3,200, you only put $200 on that budget sheet, and you get it submitted. If your budget has gone down or unchanged or nothing like that, or something like that, you do not need to do anything or take any action. Only if your budget has gone up. I really recommend you letting me know as soon as possible if your budget has gone up, so I know to be expecting it, and I know to look for it, and I give Dr. Kalmer a heads up, so we can plan for it and make sure that you get what you need for your project. The last thing I want to tell you, it's a little bit of a good news. Well, today we're supposed to have a lecture, but we don't. So you're just watching this video. Senior Design 2, because it's mainly manufacturing and assembly, it only has 4 lectures. We meet once a month. So the next lecture would be February 18th. Okay, so no lectures between now and February 18th. We meet February 18th, and I'll be talking about the 3-minute video on that lecture and what requirements of the video is. And then these are the other days. So mark your calendar for those dates. If you have any training or any seminar or anything else you want to do, make sure you schedule it around those dates. So again, next lecture, Friday, February 18th. I hope you have a good start of the semester. Everyone is in good spirit. I'm always available for questions. Email, stop by my office, grab me, in hallway when you see me, stuff like that. I'll always be happy to help you and assist you and make sure that your projects are all success. Thank you very much, and have a good day.